Hello and welcome Universe Mode. This is Smackdown Live. We are here in Worcester, Massachusetts as we get on the road to the next Smackdown Live exclusive pay-per-view. Some still like month away, but we're still on the road to it. There are things in the formation, I guess, and over on Smackdown, in the grand scheme of things, when you think about the carnage wreaking right now on Raw, and especially, and you know, the carnage kind of building up on NXT as well with the NXT champion, SmackDown Live is kind of the calm place, but even then, there are still things to pay attention to, and we're going to be paying attention to some pretty big matches here tonight. We're going to kick things off with Mark Henry, member of the Dangerous Alliance, who of course won at Survivor Series, going up against the best in the world, the self-proclaimed best in the world, of course, CM Punk. That one should be a very interesting match to kick things off on SmackDown. So SmackDown Live likes to do start big, end big, and we'll see what CM Punk will be able to do against a member of the Dangerous Alliance. But you want to talk about the Dangerous Alliance, you want to talk about ending big, well, we're going to get it here tonight, because for the first time, I think this series of Universe, Bobby Fish will be in action on SmackDown, and he's going one-on-one against Sami Zayn here tonight. No idea who's going to challenge Bobby Fish for the title. Fish himself said it last week on SmackDown that he doesn't believe there is anyone in line for him. There is a great deal of question, I guess, and a great deal of doubt about if there is going to be anyone in line for him at the next pay-per-view, and I'm sure SmackDown Live will be forced to find one. Before we can get into talk about any of that, let's get to the ring, and let's start things off with Henry and Punk. Well, here we go. SmackDown Live is ready and willing to get underway, and let's do just that with the world's strongest man, Mark Henry, the powerhouse, the brute of the Dangerous Alliance, but the man also, I guess you could say, under question and under scrutiny from that man in the background there, Paul Heyman, eliminated cleanly. No eliminations for Henry, and rather easily eliminated at that by the Bullet Club. So I guess, if anything, if Henry may have well been on the winning side, but he himself was not a winner. At the end of the day, he didn't get elimination, but his tag team partner Roman Reigns picked up 2 of them, and of course, as a result of that, Reigns is on his way to the Intercontinental Championship and a shot at Kenny Omega at the next SmackDown Live pay-per-view. So Henry is kind of, you think about it, Bobby Fish is the champ, Reigns is getting Bobby Fish is the WWE champion, Reigns is getting a shot at the Intercontinental Championship. What about Henry? What does he do? He is just kind of stuck with, he's just there right now. There's no easy way of saying it. The fact he didn't get elimination at Survivor Series really can cast a large shadow of doubt over him. And he's kind of the member of the Dangerous Alliance that has got a lot of eyes on him, especially, as I said, from one Paul Heyman. But here comes the man who Henry will have to face off against here, CM Punk. Last time we saw Punk, I think he was picking up a victory over Kevin Owens, courtesy of the involvement of Finn Balor. Of course, we still don't know when Finn Balor is going to be coming back to this universe, once again taken out by Kevin Owens. And it's always awful to think about when Balor's out injured. I mean, he just came back from an injury just after SummerSlam, and now he's down and out again. And it is not something that someone of Finn Balor's talent deserves to have to endure. But CM Punk looking to try and maybe fill in a gap and looking to make sure that the SmackDown Live crowd always remembers that the self-proclaimed best in the world is around for them to pay attention to. What will Punk be thinking heading into this match? He's kind of, with the Intercontinental Championships all sealed and done. He's not going to challenge for the tag titles at the end of the day because he doesn't have a tag team partner. There's no one going for the WWE Championship right now, so maybe Punk could put an arm, put a hand on that door. But he's got to try and beat Henry here tonight. And of course, if Henry picks up a loss here, that's going to be very worrying for him. That's for certain. Oh, that's a big start there, though, by Mark Henry. Big boot into the face of CM Punk as we get this one underway. And you can see that he certainly wants the best out of Henry. He's come down to ringside. Think about it. Paul Heyman didn't come down to ringside last week with Roman Reigns. He let him get on his business against Shinsuke Nakamura and just let him do what he had to do. This time around, he's here with Henry. He's paying very close attention to every mannerism that Henry executes. Because maybe it could be, if Henry doesn't do a good enough job, there could be a new brute on his way to the Dangerous Alliance, and you never know who that could be. I mean, I don't know who that could be, to be fair. Maybe Oh my god, what a counter there by Punk. Maybe if he was interested, maybe Kevin Owens could take that one up. Owens is going to be in action later on tonight. He's going to be finally clashing with the youngsters he got rid of, the Future Shock. The never was orchestrated, the never was led by Kevin Owens. And that'll be coming up later on tonight. Oh, what a clubbering clothesline there by Mark Henry, but oh, Punk sends him into the announce table. Good back and forth here by both men on the outside as the count continues on here. Henry going to have control as we head back in the ring now. Here's the strength of Mark Henry, lifting him up for that back suplex with just pure ease. Didn't even look like the world's strongest man had to try for that one. Here's the power of Henry now. He sends him down with a hard slam. What will Punk have to do here to try and get around this? I mean, Punk has fought the very best of the best. He's fought the Beast, of course, back at Battleground. He has endured them all. But what does he do here as well to overcome someone like Mark Henry? Because, you know, Brock is tough in his own right, but Henry's just big. He is 400 pounds, and he is someone who can just take a hell of a beating into you no matter what. And Punk's got to try and use whatever he can, use his mindset here. A mindset, of course, that has won him 4 world titles in this universe to his advantage. But a big SDO there by Henry will slow that one down. Of course, Henry in his own right, no slouch when it comes to titles. Second longest reigning WWE champion in this universe. Dominated it when he held that championship. But now he's looking to try and not think about the title, but rather think about how to defeat CM Punk here tonight. Clubbering blow in the back there, and oh my god, look at the strength that Henry shows off there. Big time, just throw up in the air, and down goes CM Punk. And again, Punk's ribs must be screaming in agony as they collide into nothing but the ring mat. Henry continuing on here, going after those ribs. There's a slam, and there's the follow-up headbutt into Punk. Paul Heyman seems to be loving this on the outside as he goes into the cover now. Henry trying to put away Punk here, and not going to happen. Kick out at 2. Mark Henry continues to go to work now on CM Punk. Punk ducks the clothesline though. Can he get an opening from it? Here we go, big kick may give him an opening, but I think Punk is still dazed from that slam. He's able to send though Henry over the top rope, and that gives Punk an opportunity to spend some time on his own to try and recuperate maybe. But when he comes to the outside, it has backfired on him, because there goes Henry, using his power to his advantage to pummel into CM Punk. The count continues on here, and oh my god, one-armed bulldog there by Henry. Just imagine one arm for Mark Henry being enough to force you down onto the thin padding on the outside. That is a nightmare for anyone. Mark Henry now looking for a big time win. World's strongest slam. He connected with it, but it looked as if Henry didn't have anything after it. Look, he hits it, and there's just Henry just kind of keeling over for a second. Mark Henry, though, into the cover, looking for the win here. Can he put away Punk? No, he can't. Punk forces his way out of 2, and Henry just cannot believe it. What else can Mark Henry do here? In the turnbuckle now goes CM Punk. Punk may well be in a lot of jeopardy right now. May well be in a lot of trouble. Or maybe not. Up on the top rope, he goes on a crossbody, sends him and Henry down. Heyman, though, choosing to get involved. Punk, though, paying no attention to it and focusing instead back on Henry. But oh, there's the big counter, and over the top rope he goes. Mark Henry feeling a boatload of confidence. What is he going to do here? Just walking around the ring right now. The count is done against CM Punk. Mark Henry trying to force him back into the ring here, trying to make CM Punk perhaps lash out at him and cause a mistake for the self-proclaimed best in the world. And oh, Punk is going to lash out indeed. Problems for Henry. DDT right on the apron. On the hardest part of the ring goes Mark Henry's skull. That could well finish Mark Henry if CM Punk looks to try and do that. Look at this. On the outside, he's continuing on the beating on the head there. Gorgeous tilt-a-whirl DDT there by CM Punk. And once again to the back here. Mark Henry is not looking in good shape right now after that one. Don't know why CM Punk sent him that way, maybe. Trying to create some separation. Perhaps if desperation calls for it, go for the count-out win, maybe. Count up to 6 now in this one. What are we looking at here? Count up to 7 and Punk's decided that maybe going back to the ring is the best bet. I have no idea what Punk was thinking there. Not the smartest idea he's ever come up with, but Henry going to have to run back in the ring here. Perhaps use up some vital energy that he needs and could allow Punk to capitalize and gain an advantage. And that's exactly what Punk's looking to do. Sends him in the corner. And putting him up on the top rope here. Punk now has him in his grasp. Top rope arm drag there. Great strength being demonstrated by the best in the world. Into the cover. Henry, though, powers out at an early one. Heyman, still paying close attention on the outside to everything that's going on in this one. And since that DDT on the apron, not a lot has been going on in the game plan and the arsenal of Mark Henry. He's looking to be in a lot of trouble here. But Punk isn't able to hit anything big right now to capitalize on it. Good work there though by Henry. Slips his way out, and here come the hard strikes once more. So he's still got some fight left in him. Discus clothesline though, with a lot of power put into it. Punk goes into the cover. Maybe took too long though to hook the leg and try for that count. But he's still able to hold a bit of control here over Mark Henry. Up on the top rope now he goes. Punk up high. Fingers up in the air. The elbow drop by Punk. And Heyman trying to distract the referee, trying to stop Punk from making the cover. But I don't know what that was by Punk. He decides to still go for the cover. Into the count here. There's 2. And oh my god, that's enough. CM Punk didn't even need a break out of GTS. Punk wins this one. And that is going to cause serious doubt, I believe, in the mind of Paul Heyman as to what he does now. It's a victory for CM Punk, but it is not game over for him yet. CM Punk is talking a little bit of code, I guess. Punk, after that win, celebrating it and thinking about his future. Thinking about how there's been a man around here running his mouth. And as per usual, when someone runs their mouth or speaks their way with actions, CM Punk likes to intervene. And there's the challenge. Punk believes the man running his mouth is Bobby Fish. Fish thinks there's no one who's a challenge for him. Fish thinks that no one deserves a shot at his WWE title. Who's the man who beat the beast? Who's the man who's the best in the world? You're looking at him. Punk wants Fish. Now that is something I can get behind. Fish thought he was invincible. Fish thought no one could touch him. CM Punk may believe otherwise. Well, didn't the main event scene of SmackDown Live just get a kick up the arse? Didn't it all just change around big time, or what? That is something I can get behind. The thought of CM Punk and Bobby Fish going at it for the title. Oh, that's incredible, because Punk returned, this year. He returned to the Royal Rumble. He came to SmackDown Live, but he did not challenge for the WWE Championship. He beat Bobby Fish in the match, legitimately defeated him, but never got his title shot. And now, with that title, with no one basically around, you think about it. O'Reilly's out of the equation. Finn Balor's out right now. Nakamura's busy with Kevin Owens, or so it seems. There's really no one who we can say deserves to step up to the plate. And CM Punk can just walk right into that gap and get ready for a fight with two of the greatest that this world has to offer. That is something to behold, and we'll see if Fish has anything to say about it later on tonight. Of course, Fish is in action later on, so let's see what will happen about that. But as for right now, we move on. We focus on this one. We focus on the tag team division, as the Ascension will challenge MKULTRA here in a tag team matchup. Luke Harper and Alexander Wolf with Raven at ringside as per usual. Fighting for Raven are these two followers of his. Last week we saw War Machine defeat the Revival, and now we look to see if if the same can be accomplished from MKULTRA. It seems as if these two teams are flurrying through the tag division right now and could well be next in line for that tag team title shot against the Young Bucks. Who's it going to be though? Well, we don't know. Of course, as I said, we're there a month to go. I guess we just have to wait and see, really. Still time to decide who's going to be the number one contender, but as for right now, the Ascension could try and get themselves involved in that one. Though MKULTRA have been on one hell of a rush as of lately, a lot of a victory streak as well. And they could continue that on you, which would be a shame against the Ascension, given the respect that I have for them. They're two-time ECW Tag Team Champions. Their first reign was utterly dominant on ECW, steamrolling every team that came out in front of them. But since coming to Smackdown, it has not been all the glitz and glamour that the Ascension were able to achieve over on ECW. If anything, it's been the complete opposite. They had one chance to win the tag team titles, that slipped through their fingers, and nothing has gone the way of the Ascension since then. And the last thing I want to see is this team being beaten week in and week out, knowing that I had to let these guys go in the draft a few months back. Because I think if they were still on ECW right now, imagine how hectic that tag division would be with the likes of the Authors of Pain, the Wyatt family, AJ Styles and Shawn Michaels, the champions, of course, DIY, the Ascension. It would be something incredible to witness. Alexander Wolf right now doing a number on Kota here, but there's the big reversal the Kota was finally looking for to create some opening. He has to use that opening to tag out to Victor. That's how destructive the start had been by Wolf. In the corner now goes Victor, and here we go, tag made. Luke Harper in here. And Harper with a big double axe handle. Of course, the Ascension are two-time tag team champions. Well, so is Luke Harper under the Wyatt family. But now, as he's being under the guidance of Raven, it seems as if Harper's finding that edge again. That edge that brought him to those titles. I mean, yeah, MKULTRA has been around for a few months now, but this recent introduction of Alexander Wolf has really brought a breath of fresh air to MKULTRA, and it has made them a trio, I guess you could say, but it has made them something to focus on in this tag team division. Sidewalk slam there by Luke Harper as he looks to go to work here. Victor sent up against those ropes. Oh my god, look at the strength there of Luke Harper, the former United States champion to boot as well. This guy has had a great deal of success, and Kota with the tag in, and he's looking to try and steamroll over Luke Harper here. Harper up to his feet, but oh, big time miss there by Kota, and he pays for it with a huge crushing lariat there, courtesy of Luke Harper. In the turnbuckle now, tag made, Wolf back in here. This is great back and forth tag team work thus far by MKULTRA. And Raven is certainly enjoying it on the outside as well. Oh! Double boots in the eyes there. I know Connor's certainly got the makeup for that, for those two black eyes, but if Alexander Wolf keeps up that kind of offense, he could have two legitimate black eyes as well, and maybe some damage to his eyes to go with it. Connor gripping on the shoulder here, trying to take some power away from Alexander Wolf. And what will we see now from Kota? Has him in position. Looked like he wanted to make the tag into Victor. Wolf denies it, and a big European uppercut in the corner will send Kota back down. And look at this now by Wolf. Great smaller suplex, I guess kind of a T-bone variation as well. And uh-oh, up on his shoulders. Death Valley driver incoming, maybe. Indeed it is. Plants him down with it. And the tag made into Harper now. Could this be where we see Another loss on the score sheet for the Ascension. Much to my chagrin. Nice uppercut there. He's dazed on his feet right now, and Harper knows it. Capitalizing, dumping him on his face there. And I think I know what's coming up next. We've seen Wolf getting the victories over the last few weeks. Well, tonight, it looks like Harper may be the one to relish in it. Discus clothesline reversed by Kota. A last gasp move there for the Ascension, maybe. Or not, because there's the reversal once again by Luke Harper. There's a reversal by Kota. These two men now going back and forth with each other on reversals. Raven is not going to like that the discus clothesline was reversed there. Kota crawling, makes the tag into Victor, and Luke Harper just let that happen, which I think is the most interesting of it all. Wolf wanted to make the tag in there, but Victor denied it. And Victor looking to try and get something going there. He's stopped by Luke Harper, and oh, that hot tag, meaning nothing in the grand scheme of things, hung out to dry on those ropes there. And is this where the end of Victor will come along? Is this another loss for the Ascension? And the discus clothesline counted again here. I'm surprised. I'm surprised that they were both able to find a counter to it. Oh, what a super kick there, though. That'll bring him down. Look at how he's getting back up to his feet. Oh, Victor is almost as if he wanted more there. And he certainly got more in the way of another super kick. In the corner we go now. And Victor able to counter his way out there, being caught in the turnbuckle. Referee in the way there, and oh, knocked down. Will anything happen now the referee is down in this one? Oh, he's not down for long enough. DDT there by Victor. And what looked to be a match that was sealed and done for MKULTRA has become anything but now. The Ascension have found a last gasp in this one. They found a way back in it here. Tag made into corner. Oh my god! Oh my god, it is going to be! The Ascension are in position! No way, no way, no way! Fall of man! Is this a huge victory for the Ascension on its way with one? Oh, look at how Wolf jumped the gun there to make sure that that wasn't going to be the case. Hung out to dry on the ropes is Alexander Wolf. And he's sent to the outside here. And back in the turnbuckle now goes Luke Harper, isolating them here. Tag made by the Ascension once more. Up on the top rope here. Oh, and there's the Doomsday device. I'm surprised they didn't go for the cover after it. Does Victor have something else in mind here? Harper's out of it. He's not moving. Wolf is down on the outside right now. This is all the way for this to be a huge win. Cover. Oh, what a move there by Wolf. How did he find a way to break that one up? I won't know. And still creating an opening for MKULTRA. And there's the tag into Wolf now. Last gasp, but he paid off with it. Wolf got him here in his grasp. Oh my god, he's going to be able to hit it here. Sit down powerbomb by Wolf into the cover. Can he put away the Ascension with it? There's two. What a win for MKULTRA. That was as close as they could get. And Luke Harper may well have something to pay for it, because that was a big, big mistake. It's a victory for MKULTRA, but how much of that was down to Alexander Wolf? Broke up the pinfall for the fall of man that arguably could have ended it. Broke up the pinfall for the elbow drop. Made Harper get that hot tag in, and it's his big powerbomb that brings victory for MKULTRA. This may well go down in the record sheets as a win for MKULTRA, but it was a second away from being a victory for the Ascension. Luke Harper, don't be surprised if next week Raven has some kind of punishment in store for him. You know how Raven likes to work with his disciples. Harper could be well on his way from a trip maybe with someone he doesn't want to deal with, or maybe one at the hands of Raven. We'll see what's going to happen with that. But you want to talk about punishments, you want to talk about team, you want to talk about a trio going against each other. We got it coming up next. Ricochet, with Kota Ibushi at his side, is going up against Kevin Owens, the man who brought those two together and the man who formed Future Shock, betrayed them in one swift move as he betrayed the rest of SmackDown Live. Now, can Kevin Owens answer for his crimes and take out Ricochet here, or will Ricochet prove that the future shock is now? That's up next. Let's see what'll happen in this one. I mean, it's interesting, I guess, when you think about it, that with Kevin Owens gone, Future Shock has found more success, if so, than anything. They found a way to make a bigger name for themselves. Oh, look at this. Oh, this is no surprise. Here he comes right away. Kevin Owens going for Ricochet, making sure to hone in on him. Ibushi, he's trying to get involved in this one here. He's trying to protect his tag team partner, but Ibushi can't afford to attack Kevin Owens here. Look at this. He's going face to face though with him. Kevin Owens wanting nothing to do with him right now. His focus is on Ricochet, and Ricochet's aware of it. There's the opening that allows Ricochet to capitalize here. The problem is with Kota Ibushi at ringside, he can't attack Kevin Owens, and Kevin Owens can't attack him, or else getting disqualified in this one. And you know Kevin Owens does not want on his win-loss record a loss to either even of the Future Shock members. But as I was about to say, it's kind of interesting that the success is starting to come around for Future Shock. You know, they just had a shot for the tag team titles, and they're getting more and more time on SmackDown to make a name for themselves after Kevin Owens left them. After Kevin Owens left them behind, after he went on his own. That's something to think about. Was Owens trying to hold these guys down to make sure that the attention would be focused on him? Was he trying to hold these guys down so that they wouldn't take his spot on SmackDown? Or is this just a matter that maybe it was just something that was destined to happen with or without Kevin Owens? Interesting to think about all that, but right now, Ricochet is not going to think about whether or not it was or was not going to happen with Kevin Owens. He's got to focus on beating up the man who brought him to that level of success, who brought Future Shock forward. Kevin Owens, of course, betrayed everyone, really, when he planted Kyle O'Reilly with a steel chair and a pop-up powerbomb, whatever it was, before Battleground, before he challenged for the WWE Championship. And now, you know, he did that. He left Future Shock behind. He tried to win his 5th WWE Championship. It, of course, didn't pan out. But what he did in that moment and what he's done since then is more than enough to show that Kevin Owens is only focused on one man, and that's himself. Only focused on his needs and no one else's. Think about it. He put Finn Balor out of commission a few weeks ago. And he's trying, and he's been getting in the mind of Shinsuke Nakamura, especially 2 weeks ago now. Tried attacking him following Nakamura's victory. Backfired on him, to be fair, but the fact of the matter is he still, I think, had a part to play in Nakamura's defeat last week. I think Nakamura was thinking about Owens showing up, and that caused him to make mistakes against Roman Reigns, and that I think is what eventually partially led to his defeat. I'm not discounting the fact that Roman Reigns is still on a wave of momentum right now, but got to take that into consideration. And Owens right now is showing no remorse as he pummels into Ricochet here. And I bet he's been thinking about this moment for a long time, thinking about how he could continue to beat into him here. And perhaps might be trying to think that he could do the same to Ricochet as he has done to the likes of Finn Balor, as he did to Kyle O'Reilly that one night. Big strike there by Owens, and counter by Ricochet. Sends him over the top rope here and maybe to the outside. Surprised that Ricochet let him back in the ring. It's almost like Ricochet's having a bit of hesitancy with some of the moves he's doing. Kevin Owens is showing no hesitancy whatsoever. He's taking pride in pummeling into Ricochet, whereas Ricochet's having second thoughts sometimes about doing some of the moves that he wants to, and again, Owens makes him pay for it. Hard strikes into him there. Oh no, oh no. Saved the worst move for him. Package pile driver to Ricochet. Oh my god. Look at that, just dropped him firmly on his head there. Cover on Ricochet. to put this behind him, to focus on his future, and Ricochet isn't going to allow it. He kicks out at 2, and the referee is irate about it. Kevin Owens is irate to the referee about it. Spin kick counter there by Ricochet now. Can he get something going here for himself? Well, if he was, Owens brought a quick stop to it. Reverse DDT there sends him back down. It's amazing to think that just a few months ago, Kevin Owens was by far and away one of the most respected and admired superstars on the Smackdown roster. And now he's gone and done this, and he's become vilified in one swift move. Owens now has the leg locked in. You look at the strength of this man. He just hoists him up like he's nothing. Uh-oh, Owens up to the top rope now. What are we going to see from him? Owens going to fly. Frog splash on Ricochet. Imagine the feeling of some 270 pounds coming down on you. Ricochet, though, still able to kick out at 2. Although I don't know how much more he'll be able to kick out of, given the firm punishment that he's given to him. This could be it for Ricochet. Pop a power bomb in the middle of the ring, into the cover. This one's over. Kevin Owens is your winner. And that may do it for the Future Shock saga. Victory for Owens here. And he can perhaps let bygones be bygones. Or maybe he's only one down with one to go. But I tell you, someone who's not down and not ready and not finished with him yet. That's Shinsuke Nakamura. Here comes the King of Strong Style now. On Kevin Owens, and Ibushi trying to get involved here. Big drop kick by Ibushi. Look at the crowd rise to their feet. And Ibushi getting involved here. That is what happens when you become a villain on SmackDown. That is what happens when you go against... Look at this. Nakamura and Ibushi working together here. Stomping down on Owens. And there's no one Kevin Owens can blame but himself for this. Big clubbing blow though to Ibushi. And Nakamura going to make him pay. Nakamura Kinshasa. The numbers game gets to Owens. Future Shock get a measure of revenge, but so too does Shinsuke Nakamura. These two men are not done at all. These two men have only just got things underway, I would argue. This is something that I was really wanting to pay attention to. This is something that I am loving the looks of right now. Nakamura and Owens could well be on its way at the next SmackDown Live exclusive pay-per-view, but so too, after what we just saw, maybe something with Nakamura and Future Shock. I'm just putting it out there. Of course, I don't know. But there we go. Victory for Kevin Owens, but at what cost? Because it's Nakamura standing tall at the end of it. We're going to move on now to our next contest. The women's division, of course, was shaken up when Nikki Cross became the SmackDown Live Women's Champion at Survivor Series, dethroning Winter. Now the door is sprung open to anyone to try and take that title from her. And we're going to see it tonight as Sasha Banks and Bayley go one-on-one. Well, let's see who can capitalize on that open door policy that we got going on right now. Could Sasha Banks be the first challenger for that SmackDown Live Women's Championship? Now that the big reign of Winter is out of the way, is this the opportunity for the boss to get her name out there and for Sasha Banks to prove that she could dethrone Nikki Cross before her reign even begins? Oh, no. That's not even Bayley. That is the former SmackDown Live Women's Champion. That's Winter driving a chair into Sasha Banks. That is the woman who lost her title after 7 months of holding it at Survivor Series. That is a woman who is completely off the rails right now, I'd imagine. Almost completely lost it after what happened at Survivor Series. And Winter is taking out her anger and her frustration here on Sasha Banks. Imagine how much force, how much power must be going into every strike Winter is lashing out here. Sasha Banks can hardly stand. But she's going to fight on here. The boss is going to try and fight up against against Winter here. And she is going to pay for it. Big time Samoan drop by Winter. This is what happens. This may well just be a warning to Nikki Cross solely. Take the title away from Winter. You better be ready to cough it back up. She is torturing Sasha Banks now to get her title back. Nikki Cross, I hope you paid close attention to that one. Well, my God, did Winter make sure to prove that maybe there is no open door policy to the SmackDown Live Women's Division. Maybe it is closed until her business is done and dealt with a new SmackDown Live Women's Champion. And if that's the case, well, we know what that means. At the next SmackDown Live pay-per-view, there is going to be a huge time rematch between them. And we know that something is going to happen. Something big. A big showdown between two big athletes. You know, it's not going to be a light affair, I think is the easy way of saying it. But right now, we focus on tonight's main event. Sami Zayn and Bobby Fish. You know, there's this talk, we saw Punk earlier in the night saying that he thinks he's the one to challenge for Fish. Well, if Zayn was able to pull off a big upset here and beat Fish here tonight, we could well be seeing two men on the way to challenge for Fish's title. Two crowd favourites, best in the world, and the underdog from the underground. Of course, I've covered it in the past, but this feud between these two guys, I guess, is the easiest way you can put it. Zayn lost his title, lost his WWE Championship. Fish picked it up. Fish never beat Zayn for the championship. Zayn had to vacate it from injury. But when they did fight at the Great American Bash, it was Fish who walked out still as the WWE Champion. And it is Fish right now who walks into the SmackDown Live with that title, with that shirt, and with that man accompanying him. Bobby Fish now, of course, a two-time WWE Champion. And with that man behind him, of course, the sole survivor of Survivor Series that he is, there is not a lot that Bobby Fish hasn't accomplished in this universe, to be honest. You could say Money in the Bank hasn't been one, but then again, Money in the Bank has been a great pay-per-view for Bobby Fish regardless. You could say the Royal Rumble. Well, it was the Royal Rumble where the gold rush of Fish began. The gold rush that lasted from January 2016 and came to an end in August 2017. I can't think of how quick that one, how long that one is when you think about it. That's what, 12 months, 14, about 15 at WrestleMania, 17 at June, about 20 months. That is madness. 20 or 19 months as champion, something along those lines. That is, you know, I mean, yeah, he was, obviously he was WWE champion for, 13 of it, but it was 20 months where he held a championship at every day. That is maddening, and he's still holding that title now, of course, after winning it back and No Way Out. Bobby Fish wants to think there's no one around to challenge him. Well, CM Punk has put that claim out right away. But he may not be the only one. As I said, if Zayn can pick up a win here, Fish may well find himself having to deal with two people when he really wants to deal with no one. And of course, you saw the man there, Paul Heyman at ringside with him. The beloved manager, the man who he, of course, what's it called? Oh, I forgot the word I'm looking for. You know what I mean. He thingies every match to him. Not delegates. Not donates. You get what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I'm just failing English right now. Good going there by me. But anyway, moving on from that gaff, we focus on this one. Focus on this matchup right now. Zayn is able to fight back from a lot of Fish's offense right now, but Fish is making sure to wrestle how he wants to wrestle. It's a man who, of course, has been through a great deal as champion, and I mean, you know, this year alone, he's gone through a 30-minute Iron Man match with Shinsuke Nakamura. He's gone through his two huge, iconic championship matches with Kyle O'Reilly, the one at SummerSlam where it all came to an end, and that Hell in a Cell at No Way Out, where, of course, he won under controversial circumstances, but still, as grueling as it was, and as hellacious as it was, he walked out with that title at the end of it all. Counter there, though, by Sami Zayn, who is still finding some good reversals here. Zayn finding his rhythm now, maybe in this one, as Fisher's tried to look to cause havoc with it. Went for the Blue Thunder Bomb there, and that was great counter there by Fish. That was well thought out, and look at that. What a Samoan drop there. That is something that Roman Reigns has taught him. And from the top rope now, big time moonsault by Fish. Cover on Zayn. You're looking to try and put him away here. Looking to try and make it that only Punk will have to be the focus of Bobby Fish. Because I think after what we saw here tonight, I don't think he can ignore the threat that CM Punk poses after he disposed of Mark Henry without even having to use a GTS. Single leg Boston Crab here locked in by Sami Zayn now in the middle of the ring, but Fish knew exactly how to get out of that. I mean, I've talked about it in the past. I don't respect Fish. You know, I think he's way too in over his head. But one thing's for certain about Fish, he is the greatest technical wrestler alive today. Not the greatest wrestler, that goes to Seth Rollins. But the greatest technical wrestler, yes. He knows a counter to every hold. He knows absolute technical precision. And he didn't hold that championship, that WWE championship, for over 400 days by pure luck. He held it because he is that good. But that does not mean that I have to like him. And of course it certainly means that the majority of the SmackDown roster doesn't like him as well. Zayn looked for something in the turnbuckle there. Fish countered it, and now Fish just going about his business, making sure to try and shut down any opening for Sami Zayn. And that's how he likes to work. He likes to try and get them into a false sense of security, I guess the way we'd be looking at it is, and then just capitalize, go to work, and close in on the victory. Back suplex there by Fish. Picture perfect is what it was. And now what's he going to do? Oh, getting a little bit underhanded now is Bobby Fish, but he's going after the head, closing it in and honing on it ahead of the Fish hook. A devastating move that made him the sole survivor at Survivor Series, that won him the WWE Championship the first time around. And the move that he has used countless times to hold on to that belt as well. Sami Zayn, though, hammering into the head for his own moveset, you know, for his own idea for the haluva kick. What will Zayn look for now? He's sending Fish into the corner. Will it be for that maneuver? It will not. It will be, though, for his signature Exploder suplex in the corner. Fish collides hard into it, and there's Heyman, though, to intervene. Heyman with a counter. Heyman getting involved. All it took was 1 second of distractions. And suddenly, this one looks like it could be over. Zayn busted open, up on the shoulders. Fish hook! Paul Heyman knew just what to do and just how long he needed to do it for. The perfect, pristine chance there opened itself up. And Bobby Fish has defeated Sami Zayn with it. Assist goes to Heyman on that one. But still, Bobby Fish is your winner in the main event here of SmackDown Live. Zayn defeated. And Fish... Oh, no. Fish, no. Fish isn't done, is what he is. Fish hasn't finished his job here for whatever reason. He's going after Zayn. He's continuing to go after him here. I guess he's trying to make sure that, for whatever reason, CM Punk is watching this one closely. CM Punk is paying close attention to the WWE Champion. He wants to put out the threat, and he wants to say he's coming for him. Well, he wishes him the best of luck, because this is what he's in for. The same fate that so many others have met in the past. Just unloading away here on Sami Zayn. No opening for this, for the poor man to get himself out of. Bobby Fish. Oh, the fish hook. The spinning heel kick variation. Another big kick in the face of Zayn. He tried to fight back, but Bobby Fish stands tall to close out SmackDown Live here. That is something he'll be proud of. CM Punk, the warning has been put out. He hopes to see you. Certainly seems as if Bobby Fish is riding an absolute wave of confidence right now. But will it come back to bite him when he faces CM Punk? If he faces CM Punk, we'll find out. But one thing's for certain right now, Fish is perhaps at the peak of his career, and he's loving every moment of it. That'll end this episode, Universe. Thank you guys for watching. Take care, guys, and ta-ra.